My dear friends, I need to tell you something that's been burning in my heart for 83 years. Right now, at this very moment, there is a prayer that changed everything for one man, a man who started with nothing and became so wealthy that silver was considered worthless in his kingdom. And I'm going to share this exact prayer with you today, word by word. But first, do me a favor. If you're watching this video right now and you've been struggling financially, if the bills keep piling up, if you've been praying for breakthrough but nothing changes, I want you to hit that like button right now. Not later, right now. Because what I'm about to share with you is going to challenge everything you thought you knew about biblical wealth. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on. I want you to type these 3 words in the comments right now. Solomon's prayer works. Just those 3 words. Because when you declare this with your mouth, you're activating something in the spiritual realm that's been dormant in your life. You know what breaks my heart? After 83 years of walking this earth, after decades of studying the ancient texts, I see the same pattern over and over again. People praying the wrong prayers. Sincere prayers, yes. Desperate prayers, absolutely. But wrong prayers nonetheless. And here's what happens. You pray and pray and pray, and nothing changes. The bank account stays empty. The debts keep growing. The creditors keep calling. And you start to wonder, does God even hear me? You wake up at 3 in the morning with anxiety crushing your chest, thinking about the mortgage payment that's due, the medical bills stacking up, the retirement account that's nowhere near where it should be. You're 50, 60, 70 years old, and you thought by now things would be different. You thought by now you'd have security. But instead, it's gotten worse. The pressure has intensified. And you pray, oh, how you pray, but the heavens feel like brass. Maybe you've tithed faithfully for years, decades even, and you're still struggling. Maybe you've given offerings, supported ministries, helped others, and yet your own situation remains dire. And deep down, in that place you don't want to admit exists, you're starting to lose hope. You're starting to think maybe financial breakthrough isn't for people like you. Let me tell you something right now. That is a lie straight from the pit of hell. Because the prayer I'm going to teach you today was prayed by a young man who had nothing, absolutely nothing, except a kingdom on the brink of collapse and enemies on every side. His name was Solomon. Let me take you back 3,000 years. Picture this. Solomon is standing in the darkness before dawn. He's maybe 20 years old. His father, the great King David, has just died. And Solomon is terrified. Absolutely terrified. Because he's inherited a kingdom that's massive, complex, filled with tribal tensions and military threats. Egypt to the south wants to conquer them. Syria to the north is hostile. And here's this young man who's never led an army, never ruled a city, and suddenly he's responsible for millions of people. The elders are watching him, waiting for him to fail. The treasury needs managing, the military needs directing, the priesthood needs oversight. And Solomon knows, he knows in his bones, that he's completely inadequate for this moment. He can't sleep, he can't eat. The weight of it is crushing him. So he goes to Gibeon, to the ancient altar, and he offers 1,000 burnt offerings. 1,000. This isn't a casual prayer meeting, this is desperation. And that night, after the sacrifices, God appears to him in a dream. And here's the moment that changes everything. God says to him, and I want you to hear this, "Ask what I shall give thee." And the Creator of the universe is telling Solomon, "Ask me for anything, anything at all. Whatever you want, it's yours." Now, most of us, if we're honest, we know exactly what we'd ask for. Money. We'd ask for money, lots of it. Enough to pay off every debt, buy every dream, secure every future. And no one would blame us. Solomon could have done the same thing. But Solomon doesn't ask for that. Listen to what he prays. This is from 1 Kings chapter 3, and I'm going to break this down for you word by word, because every single word matters. He starts, "Thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. Stop right there. Solomon's first move is gratitude, not petition, not begging, gratitude. He's acknowledging what God has already done. And this is critical, because most of us start our prayers with our problems. God, I need this. God, I'm lacking that. But Solomon starts with thanksgiving for what already exists. Then he says, "And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in." Here's the Hebrew word na'ar. It means youth, but it also means inexperience, inadequacy. Solomon is essentially saying, God, I'm in way over my head. I don't know what I'm doing. And instead of pretending to be confident, instead of faking it till he makes it, he's radically honest before God. How many of us do that? How many of us come to God and admit, I don't know how to manage money. I don't understand finances. I'm scared. Most of us try to impress God with our faith declarations. But Solomon is vulnerable. Next he says, "And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people, that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude." He's reminding God and himself of the weight of responsibility he carries. He's saying, this isn't just about me. There are millions of people depending on my decisions. He's taking the focus off his personal comfort and putting it on his assignment. And then comes the prayer that changes everything. "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad." Let me translate this Hebrew for you. The phrase understanding heart is lev shomea, a hearing heart, a heart that listens. Solomon isn't asking for intelligence. He's asking for wisdom, chokmah in Hebrew, which means the ability to apply truth to specific situations. He's asking for discernment, the ability to know what's right and what's wrong, what's wise and what's foolish. And here's what you need to understand. Solomon is asking for the one thing that will produce everything else, because wisdom creates wealth. Discernment generates prosperity. Understanding builds kingdoms. He's not asking for the fish, he's asking for the ability to fish for the rest of his life. Now watch what happens. 1 Kings 3:10 says, "And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing." God is pleased. Why? Because Solomon asked for something that aligned with God's purposes. And then God says, "Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee." God gives him exactly what he asked for, wisdom beyond any human who ever lived. But then watch this. "And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days." Did you catch that? Solomon asked for wisdom. God gave him wisdom plus wealth plus honor plus everything he didn't ask for. Because when you ask for the right thing, God adds everything else to it. Let me show you what happened next. Within months, Solomon's wisdom becomes famous. 1 Kings 10:14 tells us, "Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold." That's 666 talents, about 25 tons of gold in 1 year alone. In today's money, that's over $1, $5 billion annually. 2 Chronicles 1:15 says, "And the king made silver and gold at Jerusalem as plenteous as stones." Silver was as common as stones. Wealth was so abundant it lost its rarity. This is what happens when you pray the right prayer. Now let me show you what happens when modern people pray this exact prayer. 3 months ago, a woman named Margaret from Tennessee wrote to me. She's 68 years old, been a widow for 6 years. Her husband left her with $43,000 in credit card debt. Social Security wasn't enough to cover basic expenses. She was about to lose her home. She'd been praying for years, "God, send me money. God, give me a financial miracle." and nothing changed. Then she heard me teach about Solomon's prayer, and instead of praying for money, she started praying every morning. God, give me wisdom, give me understanding, show me how to steward what's in my hand. Within 2 weeks, she had an idea. She could rent out her late husband's workshop in the backyard. She made the call. The man agreed to pay $800 a month. Then she got another idea. She could teach piano lessons, something she'd done 40 years ago. Within a month, she had 8 students at $100 per month each. That's $1,600 a month in new income from things she already possessed. But here's where it gets supernatural. One of her piano students' mothers worked at a credit counseling nonprofit. This woman mentioned a debt forgiveness program for widows Margaret had never heard of. She applied. They forgave $28,000 of her debt. The remaining $15,000 was restructured to $200 a month with no interest. Margaret went from drowning to breathing in 90 days, not because money fell from the sky, but because wisdom showed her how to multiply what she already had. Or take Robert, 72 years old, retired contractor from Ohio. His retirement was wiped out helping his daughter through a medical crisis. He had $400 a month from Social Security. He started praying Solomon's Prayer every morning for 30 days. He was driving past a storage facility and had a thought. People are paying to store junk they don't use. What if he offered an estate sale service? He made flyers. Within 2 months, he had 15 clients. He takes 30% of whatever sells. Last month, he made $4,700. He's 72 years old and out-earning his old construction salary. Why? Because wisdom gave him eyes to see opportunity. Do you see the pattern? Wisdom doesn't beg God for money. Wisdom asks God how to multiply what's already in your hand. So let me give you the exact instructions. Step 1. Stop praying for money. Starting today, for the next 40 days, you're not allowed to pray for money, wealth, or prosperity, not once. Every time you're tempted to pray for money, pray for wisdom instead. Step 2. Every morning before you do anything else, pray this exact prayer. Write it down right now. Father, just as you gave Solomon wisdom beyond any man, I ask you to give me wisdom today. Give me a hearing heart. Give me discernment to know good from bad, wise from foolish. Show me what to do with what I already have. Show me opportunities around me I've been blind to. Give me creative ideas that only come from your Spirit. Give me the mind of Christ in my finances. Step 3. After you pray, sit in silence for 10 minutes. No music, no distractions, just silence. Wisdom speaks in whispers. In the silence, ideas will come. Thoughts will surface. Write them down. Don't judge them. Don't dismiss them. Just write them down. Step 4. Within 24 hours, act on at least one idea you received. This is where most people fail. They get the download from heaven, but they don't execute. Within 24 hours, take one action step, make one phone call, send one email, research one possibility. Action is the currency of wisdom. Step 5. Keep a wisdom journal. Every day, write down 3 things. First, what wisdom did God show you today? Second, what action did you take? Third, what result happened? You need to track this because wisdom builds on wisdom. Step 6. Expect resistance. The enemy does not want you praying this prayer. He'll try to convince you it's not working. He'll send discouragement. Don't fall for it. Stay the course for 40 days no matter what. Now let me tell you what to expect. Days 1 through 7, you'll feel awkward. This prayer will feel strange. Resist the urge to add, and also give me money at the end. Days 8 through 14, you'll start getting small ideas. They'll seem insignificant. Act on them anyway. Days 15 through 21, you'll see your first small result. Maybe $50 shows up unexpectedly. Maybe someone offers you an opportunity. Celebrate this. This is confirmation you're on the right track. Days 22 through 30, the downloads will increase. You'll start waking up with ideas. Your creativity will explode. Your problem-solving ability will sharpen. Days 31 through 40, Breakthrough happens. Not always money directly. Sometimes it's a debt forgiven. Sometimes it's a business idea that changes everything. But something shifts. And you'll know that this is God responding to Solomon's prayer in your life. After 40 days, don't stop. This becomes your lifestyle. Solomon prayed one prayer and it funded 40 years of reign. You pray this prayer and it can fund the rest of your life. My beloved friends, we've been praying the wrong prayer. We've been asking for fish when we should be asking for fishing wisdom. Today, that changes. Type in the comments right now. Solomon's prayer works. Declare it. And if this teaching has blessed you, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you're subscribed. Until then, may you walk in wisdom, may you see with heaven's eyes, and may the windows of heaven open over your life in ways you never imagined possible. This is Rabbi Shimon, and I'm standing with you in faith for your breakthrough. Shalom and blessings.